Welcome back to Nintendo Guys. It's time for Chapter 5 of MILGRAM. Welcome once again to my channel, guys. We're going to be talking about the 5th chapter of MILGRAM. It is a series that I started a few weeks ago, and if you haven't seen the first 4 chapter reviews, they're out already. Go watch those, especially going to be Lost. It is a survival type of deal series. Personally, out of everything, this is the one that really has me more hooked. On top of maybe also where is it? There it is. The Lonely Castle in the Mirror. But this is more drama-led. This is more survival-led. So we're finally in the first test that the Guard S is going to be having to complete. And it looks like this would be like a good ending of a volume. I think it is. Yeah, I think it is going to be actually the last chapter of the first volume of this story. So I think there's only 2 other chapters left that are released. So I'm going to look deep into whether there's other chapters out, or I'm going to have to put it on hold once this last chapter releases, but or the other 2 that I review. Anyways, they're all in the round table, and Jackie has control of the conversation. Jackie, again, is the bunny that kind of has them all in this place, and Ez is now kind of forced to now decide if Gento is guilty or not. Before anything else, guys, if you have not done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Give some love by commenting, liking, and sharing. You guys can follow me on social media and other places by checking the description below. I do have quite a bit of chapter reviews, a series, so if you guys are looking for a series like that, chapter by chapter, here's the place. I have quite a bit of those. Okay, MILGRAM, Chapter 5. Again, they're on a round table. Jackie is having control of the conversation, and essentially she is letting Gento know that essentially if he holds back in not allowing Ez to see his book of sin, then it would speak in a negative way to Ez that more likely he's hiding something, right? And he kind of has this like calm demeanor to him, and he's like, yeah, like I know what that means, and like what that would look like compared to, you know, me just giving up the book, which he does, and the chains come off the thing, and the name of the book ends up being Sin of Pleasure. So we do see again some of the chains being released there. An ad showed up. Chains being released there, and we basically see Gento go from this calm person to almost dead inside. We don't know what happened to him, but then we get the beginning of his book, Gento's Book of Sins. So we get quite a bit of the story of why he did the murder, and essentially he was a family of 4, him and his younger sister, and the younger sister was sick. We don't really know what, but it was pretty bad, so much that his parents worked extra shifts, they worked extra hard to pay the bills, and with the extra work on top of the stress of, you know, having a child of this level of sickness, as well as not knowing what was going to happen next, they kind of put him aside. Gento was not really, or he didn't really have father or mother figure with him, and it made him closer to his sister, and they just have fun together. Now, he eventually starts going to college, things happen, and we don't know what happens, but to this point, we do know eventually in this chapter, which is nice. We get everything in the chapter, but we kind of see a flip he is saddened because his sister now is more of a coma. She's not responsive. It's been days of her. Now, we get the answer pretty fast. She basically attempted to take her own life away, and it was a failure. She was not able to. And because of it, now she's almost in a vegetable state. So he goes in this like state of no one ever understood him and his sister, and no one really wanted to help her as much as he wanted to help her. So he decides that the best way to help his sister is to finish her wishes, and that's basically stabbing her in the throat and giving her a gentle kill, where his name comes from. That, in a nutshell, is this chapter. It ends there in that last scene where we see him about to stab her. I don't know if they're actually going to show more past that story. I'm pretty sure they're not going to show him stabbing her. But I mean, like, past either more to it, or is it just that? But personally, it's a very unfortunate circumstantial situation, because, man, I am working 40 hours as a teacher on top of maybe more hours of preparing and all that, but I also do other side jobs here and there, and I'm also doing a lot of housework and helping with the house and all that. So I completely understand where a parent could be so tired and just frustrated and doesn't want to do much. But also, as a parent and as a person who, I'm working 60 plus hours a week, I also come home, and yes, a lot of my body wants to just lay down and do nothing, but as a parent, emotionally, I really want to be there for my kids, and I do whatever it is to play half an hour with my oldest Fortnite or whatever she wants to play on Roblox, and take time to sit down with my middle child and play with her as well, and with the baby not so much, but I do hold her, make sure that she knows that I'm there, but she's still a baby. But I don't understand that feeling of parents of abandoning almost, and even him, he's not sick. He's just put aside because they're putting all their attention and money to their daughter. So that's horrible. But in the other side of this of the coin as well, I've also never been in the situation of suicide. I've never had a family member. I've had friends who have attempted suicide, but I've had family members who have attempted, but not to this extreme where they almost were successful, but then were left in a vegetable state. That's, I think, very specific. It doesn't really happen to a lot of people. Most people that commit suicide either are successful or they purposely do it to an extent where they're not going to actually do it. So I think that's also, like, I've never been in a situation where someone was at this state, I guess, and, like, do you allow them to depart? Like, that is their wish. They basically ruined their life at this point. They were going to be in vegetable state for the rest of their life. Do you just help them finish the job and let them depart, or do you do all that you can and keep them in that state as much as possible? Just for your, I mean, at the end of the day, it's for your own pleasure. To be honest, it's not for theirs, because they're going to be connected to a machine, not knowing what's going on, to be honest. So yeah, very specific, but very dark. So I don't know. I don't know what Ez is going to think about this. She might justify it and say, hey, your sister basically did 90% of it. Like, she killed herself, essentially. You just kind of finished the job. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if there's more to it as well. If he went and killed his parents as well, that then will put him at, well, yeah, you're guilty. So we'll see. In a nutshell, it's a good chapter. I'm excited to see what happened in chapter 6. I will read it probably this week and react to it, but it won't release. I'm releasing these weekly, so just to have enough time between chapters and give time for them to release another chapter for me to read. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this. If you haven't done so by now, subscribe to my channel, give some love by commenting, liking, and sharing, and I will see you next time. Like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.